Good afternoon. I'm here to do an introductory video for the Pantera. Kind of doing this backwards since I've got the car now completely been reassembled and I've done all the videos and pictures. I figured, well, I might as well do an introductory to it. Engine and transaxle are over there. They are not in the car, so not for anyone to be confused. The engine and transaxle are out and will be shipped, probably on a pallet for whoever the winning bidder is. As far as the car goes, it's literally, I've had the car for over 22 years in storage and boxes, moving it around. Here, let me flip this around. And I figured I'd at least tell you how I came to acquire the car. So this car came into my possession in 1995. I found it through a Craigslist ad. Absolutely fell in love with the car. Drove down, took a look at it. So wow, this is a fast car. Took a ride in it, and it felt like the fastest car I'd ever been in at the time. And I bought it the same day I went down and drove it back. In fact, I drove it back in the rain. It happened to be raining that day, so I remember coming down 95, coming north, back from Rhode Island up to New Hampshire, and it was pouring rain. Windshield wipers worked terrible. Didn't matter. I loved the car. Got back to my hometown. Ended up immediately driving through a washout, which damaged the front spoiler in the front here at the time. Very first day I got it. In fact, within the first few hours of owning the car. But I had a lot of fun in this car. You can see it's cool with the Oz racing wheels that are on it, and the custom wheels. That Delta wing, who doesn't love that? So I had the car from 95 till probably about 99. I drove the wheels off it. Honestly, I enjoyed the car. It was a great car. I drove it. I drove it fast. There's nothing like pulling out into the left lane, dropping it down a gear, and honestly lighting up the wheels on the way by. So I enjoyed it. Thoroughly enjoyed the car. It even made it out onto the local circle track here in the town at about 2 a.m. one night after everyone had gone home, but nothing had been locked up, and out on the track I went, round and round. I actually started with I was on a race local team at the time, and the race car driver on our team got in the car and took it around. Of course, he spun it around in the corner, and I kicked him out, and then I jumped in the driver's seat and thought, well, I'll do a better job. And little beknownst to me at the time, someone in a stock car had come up behind me and was drafting. Well, I mean, drafting is something you do if you're going really fast. I'm not sure I was going fast enough to be technically drafting, but he was driving around about 2 inches off my bumper. I didn't even know it. But I had a lot of fun with the car for a few years. And then around 99, I started to have some typical Pantera issues. I started to have some weird things going on with the wipers. The windows wouldn't work all the time right, some directional issues. And that's when I discovered that everything in a Ford Pantera wiring scheme works through the hazard switch. If you have a bad hazard switch, man, nothing works. So I did get the hazard switch replaced, but along about the similar time, I had a problem with some fuel lines, and ultimately that's what parked the car. I had some problems with the fuel and the carburetor, and then life kicked in, had kids, never got around to really, putting the car back together, and into boxes it went. I took it apart, said, someday I'll get to it, and that's what we have here is the someday I'll get to it. So this year, I told myself I didn't want this thing sitting around anymore. It was too nice a car to sit here and it need to find its way into someone else's hands. This was always what I call my dream project, and quite frankly, it just needed to become someone else's dream project because I just knew I wasn't going to get to it, and it's too cool a car to sit around. But you can see again some of the blemishes here. Hopefully, I captured all the pictures. But what I like the most about it, it's clean. It's all there. I'd say that looking at the whole car, probably 95% of the car is intact and there and ready to use. And then some of it needs repair, but it's a super cool car to have to repair, and definitely turns some heads. It always did for me. So that's it. That's the introduction I've got for it. I probably have more stories, but I don't want to make this video too long. Nobody will want to watch it. So that's it. That's the Pantera. Call it my dream Pantera project, and hopefully it'll be your dream Pantera project. Good luck bidding.